Now, the next thing to look at is a discovery by a neurosurgeon named Alf Bragg. Alf Bragg came up with this book and published it in 1978. It's research from 1950s on. Basically what Alf said, and this book is well worn because it's out of print and hardly anybody can get their hands on it anymore. Basically what Dr. Bragg discovered was that you have a thing called the meninges. Now the meninges, all right, meninges is a Latin word. Meninge means covering, and it says meninges, it's plural because in your body it's 3 layers. And what it is it's the coverings of the brain and spinal cord. It goes from your coccyx or your tailbone, which is of course way down here, up, and that thing goes up. From the coccyx down here, it goes up around your spinal cord and up through the bottom of your skull and around your brain. It's attached by this terminal filament. And it goes up there, it goes up around the spinal cord, up through the bottom of your skull and around your brain. And what happens is that acts like a big rubber band. Now, let me demonstrate something. If you take a look at what's going on with my back here, if you have your body like this, and this is the meninges, as anything goes forward, that's going to pull. Excuse me. As anything goes forward, that's going to pull. Now, if you take another look at that picture, you can see that the meninges go up through the bottom of your skull and around your brain. By the way, we're going to have this included, so you should be able to look at this yourself outside or besides seeing it on the video. That goes up around the brain up in here. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that it attaches to the inside of the skull very firmly. So, as a result, when that thing gets stretched and your body is stuck forward like this, when that's stretched, it actually pulls on your face and changes it. Now, an experiment for you to do at home, and you can do it right now, it involves 2 people though, is you sit down and you're relaxed, or you can stand up, and you take a slow breath through your nose. And you notice your nasal passages. Then you have somebody else put their hand here and support your chin while you let it rest. And then you take the same slow, deep breath through your nose. And you'll notice a change in your nasal passages. That's because when you're holding your head, or when somebody else is holding your head up, it doesn't stretch the meninges. Now, let me just tell you one thing. You can't do this by yourself like I just did. If you try and do it by yourself, what you're doing is you're shifting the weight from here to over here, somewhere else in your body. It just doesn't work. You need a separate person. But what you can do is you can get a countertop or something and let your body rest on that. And sometimes that'll work because that's an outside thing that you're holding on to. So that's the meninges. And it has a very, very big effect because it's like a big rubber band. At the top of that, you'll see it says that it's a single, synchronized, functioning unit. Now let me go over that. Single is 1. Synchronized, people think means works together, but it's actually a little bit more than that because syn, S-Y-N, means together. And chrono is time, like a watch, a chronometer. So what it means is your body works together exactly at the same time. Now another experiment to demonstrate that you can do all by yourself is either standing up or sitting down. You turn your head to the right as far as you can go and notice how far it goes. Then you go back and then you turn it left and you notice how far it goes. And then what you do is you scrunch your toes up inside your shoes. And then with your toes scrunched, you turn your head and you'll notice it's different. And you turn the other way and you'll notice it's different. Now exactly how it's different doesn't matter. Some people turn less like I did and some people turn more. That depends on how your body is doing and everything else. But the important part is all you did was scrunch up your toes and it changed all the way up here how your neck works. Now an interesting thing about that, I always have doctors at my seminar who say, well of course it changed because you're in the standing position and it changes the way your weight bears and everything. Then I have them sit down so their feet aren't bearing any weight. They do the exact same experiment and they find out it still changes, and it changes pretty much the same way it did when they stood up. So what's going on is your body is a single, it's one, synchronized, it all works together, and it works together at exactly the same time, functioning, which is how it works, unit, which is a thing that works and functions. So you have a single, synchronized, functioning unit is what your body is. That's why a lot of times people come to us with knee problems or elbow problems, and we're fixing their spine and back, and all of a sudden they get better. It's not necessarily just nerves coming from there that go to there. A lot more times it's the mechanics of what's going on, not just the nerves. All right, let's move on to the next thing.